maybe closer to 30 almost. And then I got the TV show Redacted Tonight, which a lot of people know me from, and that show went for 8 years. I wrote all my own stuff for 8 years, once a week, and then they, U.S. sanctions shut it down 2 years ago. YouTube channel completely banned around the world. Over 2,000 videos just like digitally burned. The same week they banned my podcast on Spotify. It's now up under a new name. It's now called the Lee Camp Show. But I started from scratch on YouTube, and I've had a bunch of other ways that I've been shadow banned or banned outright, and it keeps chasing me. It seems to never stop, but I just keep going.
Yeah, and I'm really happy you're on because obviously I deal with that as well. I figure the way I see it, you and I, Lee, we're old school troublemakers. There seems to be a bunch of new school troublemakers, or what they presented as troublemakers, who don't seem to face the same kind of censorship that the people who were like early on in the Hillary Clinton campaign, her run for presidency, seem to still be, kind of judged by the tech people and really censored and stifled. Like, I get it all the time. Like, once they either realize this account is associated with me, or as I'm seeing right now, that election's getting close, so let's throttle the troublemakers that we're seeing. Like, literally in real time, I forget what show I was on, but in real time, both of Meta's platforms, which are Instagram and Facebook, both dinged me right at the exact same moment. It was when I was doing a Union of the Unwanted, and I had just posted that the Union of the Unwanted was going to be on Rockfin. And then the funniest thing, and this is the second time Meta has done this to me, that they dinged me for a post which was just a reposting of something they suggested to me. So like the first time they did it, it was an old flyer that I had that had Tara Patrick on, looking gorgeous, fully clothed, no nudity, fully clothed. And it was like, hey, check it. Remember this Facebook memory? It literally says, share it again with your followers. So I'm like, oh, thanks, Facebook. I'll share it again. So I shared it again. And it goes, you violated our community standards. We're digging you right now, and you're banned for X number of days from posting. I'm like, that seems like entrapment to me. And then what I like to do, Lee, is whenever there's a really big major event, I like to go see how the Instagram models are taking it, right? Like, if there's Russian collusion or a Trump assassination, I like to see how the thoughts on Instagram are handling it, and they always handle it the same way: ass up, face down. It doesn't matter what happens, doesn't matter what war is going on, it's all gonna be TNA. And so all I did, Lee, was screenshot. When you go to search suggestions, I just screenshot what Instagram was suggesting to me, because I absolutely hate my algorithm on Instagram right now.
Yeah.
I just screenshot what it showed me, and I just posted it going, the Instagram models seem to be taking the events of yesterday. Okay. Boom. They hit me with that. They hit me with a violation. So
it was more than a violation. It was more than a violation. I can't collab with you no more. You got like a new
I can't live stream. I can't do anything.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I like am never told anything. They don't hit me with any dings. My Facebook's been stuck at about 335,000 followers since 2016. I mean, they basically just froze it. I was getting 5,000 followers a week, if not more, and they just basically froze it. And my Instagram's close to the same. They never tell me anything. I've never been told I did something wrong. They just freeze it all. They don't, if you gain followers, they just unsubscribe other people so that the number always stays the same.
I don't know if you guys, I don't know if you can see that, but literally it's telling me 1,000 people literally decided not to follow us no more. Like, who are these 1,000 people? It's like,
right.
Is it Instagram? Is it deleted followers? Is it?
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing.
They just undo other followers to make sure you don't gain. And it's amazing that this dynamic of these massive companies never gets like, there's Of course, the government doesn't care, but it doesn't even seem like there's much outrage. It's like people spend their lives trying to build up these pages. They create businesses around them, and then it's just like, we don't like you anymore, and now their business is fucked. And yeah,
It's like Jimmy Dore says, it's the equivalent of if in the 70s, 80s, and early 90s, before the internet became what it was, that's the equivalent of the phone company saying you can't have a phone number for your business. It's literally not allowing you to conduct business on the main street of business, which are these social platforms right now.
and then and people go, well, it's their business; they can do whatever they want. But the analogy I like to use is like it's like someone spent 10 years. I mean, that's how long I built up my Facebook. 10 years building up a restaurant so that the neighborhood knew where it was and they had regular business and they become successful. And then the government or whoever builds a wall in front of the restaurant and says, well, we're not touching the restaurant. And you're like, well, nobody can get in it. Nobody sees it. Like,
I'm totally with you. And the whole notion that these are privatized business is complete and utter BS.